So, okay, really quickly, the back of the boat. No, I'm just kidding.
So that's the front. That's the back. Towards the back, towards the stern, we have two wheels to steer the boat. Each one is connected to a rudder, and they are connected to each other. So you can stand at either one and steer the boat. And whichever side is low, that rudder is in the water. And whichever side is high, that rudder is probably out in the air. When the boat is really tipped up high, you might find yourself standing straight up and down like that, because the boat is tipped. Oh my gosh, I'm about to fall. So that's how far it'll tip. It easily tips 25, 30 degrees, and in some situations 40 or 45, but not usually.
So where were you when it did do 45?
I don't know. Let me
Lake
think.
3.
Somewhere between South America and Africa. We got some really fun and sporty seas. I was asleep for the craziest of them, and someone told me about it. They said they were hanging from the winches because the boat was at such an angle.
They're hanging from what?
So I will reenact what they told me they went through. I was asleep and was not woken
How
up,
did you
so I'm
sleep
not
through
sure I
that?
felt it.
Are you seatbelted into your bed?
I don't know if I was that night, but you'd be sitting here, a little bit cold, the boat's up high, you're like, oh, and if the boat tips more and more, you start to go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, I should do it so I can look at you. And so I can just see Kirsten going, oh, ah. But I don't know.
Stop, because it was tilted like that much.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And I've definitely hung on to these at times, but never really thinking I'm gonna fly. But yeah, a lot of times we'll be up at the helm and you look over and you're like, I'm 20 feet in the air. I'm on a boat that I thought I was just a little bit up, but you're way up high. What else? So helm, 11 sails, winches to control all sorts of things, like how high the sail is, or how far out the sail is, or what the angle of the sail is. And so we can adjust various lines connected to different winches for that. These things are basically to get multiple people into to leverage this. So more information than you need, but now that I've started, I can't finish. So you'd put a line on this winch, and then you come here and if you spin this, you notice that's turning. And if one person's not strong enough, you get someone to stand opposite you and do it. And if the two of you aren't strong enough, you get 2 people on that one, so then you got 4 people. And if you're still not strong enough, it has 3 gears. So then you start spinning the other way. And if you're still not strong enough, then you go this way. So you work the magic of pulleys and levers and gears to get the kind of purchase you want on the line and pull it tight and do what you need to. And
How would you do all that?
How or why? You would do that because, let's say you've got a sail that's way out there and you're like, oh, if we want to bring it in,
Gotcha.
if you're sailing a boat that's mass weepy, you just pull it in by hand. But the wind is so strong that you have to put it on a winch to do that.
Gotcha.
And you can put it on these winches and maybe do it with a little winch handle and just be like, oh yeah, I can do that, one person. Sometimes you need so much strength and power to do it, you'll put it on one of these beasts and get 3 or 4 people all involved. Or because you're going so far, it would just be a pain to do it by hand. Because this sail has to go all the way up there. I don't know how high it is. Actually, I really don't know how tall it is, but it can take multiple minutes of people just pulling a line to get it up there. And it's a heavy sail, so you're lifting a 300-pound sail, so you just want multiple people to do it so you don't get worn out.
Cool.
Up on deck, people are either focusing on helming the boat, focusing on being in the cockpit, running all these lines and adjusting the winches according as needed, or they're up on the foredeck. And if you're on the foredeck, you might be calling out what should be done to the sails so that the cockpit people can do what I was just talking about with the winches and the lines, because you get a better view from up front. You can look at the sails and see what you need. Or you might be up there actually changing sails. And so we have 11 sails on the boat, but only one is permanently attached. All of the other sails you have to take off and put on when you need them. And so they're all attached with, there used to be a pile of them. We call them tanks, metal hooks that hook around the 2 forestays up front. And so if a sail is however big it is, you'd have like 18 separate metal hooks that you have to hook onto it. Raise the sail, use it for anywhere from 1 to 40 hours, and then be like, we gotta change the sail. Bring it down, undo all those metal hooks, put it away, got the next one, put it up. So foredeck crew's doing a lot of that up and down stuff. And when we go down below, you'll see the sail locker where we keep all the sails. And if you need to change a sail, you'll send 3 or 4 people down below, have 3 or 4 people on the foredeck, and we'll pass the sail through a large hatch.